Now it's time to bring in focus the main course for the business desk today. Nigeria's aviation sector. The harsh reality of the COVID-19 has forced many companies in Nigeria into retrenchment, with many businesses also closing due to the inability to meet up with the staff salaries. Airpeace, for example, this week laid off 70 of its pilots across its fleet and also reduced staff salaries by 40%. While an agreement was also reached and accepted by the pilots, they've accused the company of trying to sack staff through illegal processes. Now, barely 48 hours after Airpeace also sacked 69 pilots due to the ravaging COVID-19 pandemic, Bristow Helicopters also laid off more than 100 pilots and engineers on its payroll. Well, joining me now via Skype, I have the Chief Operating Officer of Jet Support Services, Chukwuemeka Achim. Good to have you on the Breakfast Show today.
Thank you for having me, David.
Now, this week has been quite a traumatic week for the aviation sector. It's been quite a pull, a reflection of what we've seen so far in terms of the hundreds of thousands of job cuts. You look at United Airlines, you look at all of the global fleets. Everyone is making necessary changes. But now we are seeing the reflection in Nigeria. What extent do you expect government intervention, bailout? We've seen what's happened in advanced climes. How do we replicate such interventions to immediately nip this impact that we've seen on the aviation sector?
Well, David, it's apparent that there has been a disruption, and this disruption is here to stay. The airline industry has been ravaged completely by the COVID-19 pandemic. And my fear, even before the lifting of the lockdowns, was that, the airlines would start operations with or below sub-economic performance. The government has promised to intervene. However, this intervention, for it to actually take serious effect, government has to really look at how these funds are targeted. For example, in 2009, the Goodluck Jonathan government intervened in the aviation industry with up to 500 billion naira. It is a little bit difficult to see where those funds went into. Maybe this was as a function of the fact that the interventions or bailouts were not necessarily acts of parliament. So it will be very difficult to track operationalization. It is very difficult to track accountability. These funds, in my opinion, they have to be targeted at production rather than consumption.
Okay.
So government has insisted on the intervention. We're only hoping to see how this intervention is actually implemented.
Let's also have your outlook, your forecast for the rest of the year and 2021. We've seen reports from IATA, we've seen reports from other international agencies that have said, well, we would not necessarily see an upsurge or go back to pre-COVID-19 levels. Looking at passenger demand, we are still battling issues of the high cost of Jet A1 fuel in Nigeria. We are not going to fly optimally. We're still looking at domestic airlines just operating skeletal operations here and there. So now what's your forecast for the sector going forward, looking at our recovery pattern that have already been projected and how this will reflect on the aviation sector?
Between 2009 and 2019, aviation grew globally, showed an aggregate growth of 5.9% yearly, year on year. But post-2019, it's very difficult to put any figures out there because it is going to be very difficult to motivate people to travel. Passengers are suffering, of course, from this travel bias. The outlook, unfortunately, is not looking very good. Investor confidence has been eroded in aviation. So we are going to see very, very slow, limited growth. For numbers, it is very difficult at this point to churn out any numbers, especially due to the fact that the COVID-19 pandemic has brought all our projections down to ground zero.
Well, thank you very much for your contribution on the Breakfast Show today, Chukwuemeka Achim.
Thank you very much, David.